Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. Thanks for kicking off your final hour of the trading day right here with me on the Tom O'Brien Show, and we got quite a market, folks. S&Ps right now only down 0.5%, and you got quite a bounce going on. We are right now 70 points, a full percent off the lows. We're down 0.5%, but this S&P was approaching 1.6% in the red at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're bouncing a bit. The volume not quite there, but boy, that was quite a sell-off early in the day. We'll see how the final hour trading goes. NASDAQ 100, Microsoft, putting a little bit of fear into this market. Down about 12%. NASDAQ 100 down 1.1% right now. Meta on the flip side of that, up 10%. The Dow right now, after a volatile session, down just 0.1% or 62 points in the red, 49,106. The Russell right now, off by 8 points or 0.3%. Bitcoin, they're selling everything, folks. Gold, equities, Bitcoin, crypto, off 5.9%, off $5,200. Now, what's remarkable is, in all of this gold acceleration, silver acceleration, market at the highs, crypto could not find a bid, and now you're getting selling to the tune of 6%. You have lows out here in November of 80,750. Lows in December, we're below there, 84,505. And you put this thing on a weekly, all right, you break below 80,000 here. You're back prior to everything we did in the election, and that's your consolidation from about 53,000 to 75,000. And yeah, decisive break with everything right now as Bitcoin down by 5.9% and Ethereum's off by 7.4% right now. And it's a good day for crypto. One of the headlines we got is that they're going to reiterate guidance when you're talking about, or not reiterate guidance, but talking about the clarity of how they're going to regulate it. They're selling everything today. Gold contract, and boy, when they started, man, didn't take long. From 55.78 down to 51.26, so about $450. And, for some context here, right? If you know the gold market, you're in this gold market a lot. Check out the volume. Okay, just from 10 o'clock until 10:45, so 3 15-minute bars, you did 35, 42, what's that, 77,000. You did over 100,000 contracts in 45 minutes of trading. A good day in gold is 200,000 contracts. It's been much bigger numbers recently. Look at this day we got going on in gold, folks. 533,000 contracts, and right now you're down by $13 on the session technically. Jump over to silver right now. Not quite the volume that you got in gold. That was something else in gold. Silver off by 71 pennies, well off the highs of 121, but not quite the same volume sell-off you had in gold. Platinum, they were all rocking. Look at the sell-off in platinum, $300, $25.92 right now, off 1.4%. And copper, up to $6.58, and just like that, you give back basically everything you did from last night, right? 2 accelerations. You tested basically that area you were at near 6.30 last night, near $6. We're back to 6.20. Copper still positive by 28 pennies on the session. All right, we jump over to Microsoft. So, down 12% off $57, just chopping around at about 420. We're at 424.15, and yeah, this is quite a loss. More than $400 billion in market cap wiped out from Microsoft. Only second to Nvidia, losing $592 billion when DeepSeek, right? When China's DeepSeek got launched and everyone freaked out over all these companies spending all this money on Nvidia chips when China's doing it with less. That's the only loss ahead of it. There's the day, January 29th, and we'll see where we finish that day. But yeah, $424 billion, almost $500 billion in market cap. Now, that loss that Microsoft's incurring today is greater than the market capitalization of about 96% of the S&P 500. Yeah. So what's that? Only 20 companies are bigger than what Microsoft is going to take out in one day. Now, Meta is on the flip side of that, thankfully, balancing a few of those losses out. Otherwise, the decimation just could be extreme if they ever both miss the mark. Now you got Apple after the bell today. They're a little bit of a safety play right now, up by 0.7% as they usually are, 258.26. Yeah, Walmart's always in the same boat, man. Haven't even taken a look at them, but on days like today, Walmart's where everybody likes to run. You think this market's going to have some massive problems? One of the areas that seems like you can hide when the destruction's going on is Walmart, rightfully so, as they are just growing and the volatility you're facing, nothing like some of these growth equities. And we jump over to Tesla, down 3.2% as they're going to start building chips, and they're just selling off with the market. Decent numbers, the market, but right out of the gate, just like everything else, man. The selling began. It didn't stop until about 11 a.m. Tesla trades down from 445 pre-market to 414, and we're coming towards those lows yet again at 417. Okay. Yeah. Now you talk about... Nope. Yeah, we got copper. And how about in prediction markets? It just keeps going. So the CFTC that regulates prediction markets, they're going to write new rules for the multi-billion-dollar prediction markets industry. It's time to clear the rules. I mean, it seems pretty clear. They can basically have binary contracts on just about any prediction market they want. They're in sports for sure. Consistent with my commitment to fostering responsible innovation in crypto, I will continue to support the responsible development of event contract markets. In 2024, under the past chairman, they called for banning sports and politics. That's not happening. He'd formally withdraw. Now that's going to get formally withdrawn. Okay, as a 2025 staff advisory that cautioned businesses from offering those contracts due to ongoing litigation. So there's going to be some clarity, and it's going to be game on, if it's not already game on in those prediction markets. All right, folks, we're going to be talking to Tim Ord at 30 past the hour, and we have some great questions that some listeners emailed in. If you have any questions for Tim ahead of time, send me an email, tommy@tfnn.com, and I'd already talked to Tim. Seems like a perfect day, right? As in, we were gearing up to talk to, we're just going to talk metals today, folks. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive into metals. I asked him to take a look at silver. He's going to be taking a look at silver. And send me a question if you got any questions for Tim to take a look at. We'll talk to him in 15 minutes, but we're coming back, folks. S&P's down by 40. We'll be right back.